The February 2025 meeting of the City of Scranton Zoning Hearing Board will now come to order. Will the zoning officer please take roll?
Mr. Morris?
Here.
Mr. Walsh?
Here.
Mr. McDermott?
Here.
Mr. Welby?
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. In accordance with the Pennsylvania State Sunshine Law, this board shall render its decision on each case either at the end of each hearing or within 45 days of the hearing. If you are here to give testimony in a case, please come to the podium, raise your right hand, and wait to be sworn in. After being sworn in, state your name and address, and then proceed with your testimony. Also, anyone giving testimony who does not become a party to the case may obtain a written decision from the zoning office. I also have two announcements of law. If you are granted a variance or a special exception, you must wait 30 days from the date of our decision to obtain the necessary permits to start work. However, you may obtain a permit sooner by signing a waiver that any work done during that 30-day period is at your own risk. A favorable decision by this board shall expire 12 months from the date of said authorization in accordance with Article 10.3C of the zoning ordinance. If you fail to obtain the necessary permits or do not comply with any or all conditions of said authorization, you must seek an extension. Any remarks from the board?
I just have one question. Don, has there been any update on the parking lot, 300 a Penn?
No.
Nothing? Okay. Okay, thanks.
I requested documents, but all I got was a stipulation that was filed, but it doesn't go into any detail as to what the stipulation was.
Okay, thanks.
I have something. Back in April of 2025, there was an application to do 10-unit apartments in the 400 block of Oak Street. It was denied, and the two houses we were on today's docket are right by there, so I drove by, and there's been excavation going on. The place is just, I mean, it was a mess before. Now it's total, you cannot fit a vehicle on the property. It's just all junk, a total junkyard by the definition.
Market Street?
Yeah, I think it was 454 East Market. No, West Market.
Yeah, our inspectors were up there and issued a fine this week, I think.
Okay, yeah, I was just up there and it's like, what happened here? So, okay, thank you.
Mr. King, testament of the postings?
Yes,
All right.
those things have been done.
Could we call the first case, please?
Case number one, Yitzy Kresch seeks variance to change two-family home to three-family home at 2006 Wayne Avenue, R10 zone.
Yep, come on. You may proceed, guys.
Yeah, my name is Yitzy Kresch.
Pull that microphone up to you so we can hear you.
Sure. I recently bought a property at 2006 Wayne Avenue. Was listed as a triplex when it was as a listing when we bought it. This was my broker, Mike. And when we started, we had the code enforcement was actually down there. The NEIC, I think it was, came down and to inspect the property. The property is currently under condemnation to start work on the property. So we pulled some permits, and then when we tried pulling permits for UGI, we were told that the property is listed as a duplex, not as a triplex, which came as a total shock to us. And then I think when we we got to the bottom of it, we realized that the previous owner wanted to do some work only on 2 units, so that's why he called in and he said he only wants to do work on 2 units. That's why it was in the system as a duplex. But yeah.
So whenever he came in for,
I'm sorry, your name?
Michael Rowland.
Mike?
Michael Rowland, R-O-L-L-I-N. So whenever we bought the property, it's currently condemned. There's no shared walls between the properties. There's a first, a second, and a third. There's 3 electric meters, 3 gas. It was ran as a triplex at one point. When we pulled permits the first time, or when Mr. Kresch pulled permits the first time, after NEIC, the code enforcement, and the fire inspector have came through, we got initial permits to start doing work. However, when UGI came out to cap the pipes and then turn on the gas so we could see, make sure all the gas lines were properly ran, it kept getting denied at the city. And then UGI would come back out, and then it was kind of like a miscommunication. The city would say, yeah, you're good to go. But when UGI would come, they said, well, now the city's telling us no. After a few weeks, this started around September, probably around December timeframe is finally when the city told us. The previous owner, whenever he came to pay his dues for it to be a triplex, he didn't say it was a triplex. He just paid for it for certificate of occupancy for a duplex. He said since it had certificate of occupancy as a duplex, that's now what the city was going to recognize it as. And at that point, has not allowed Mr. Kresch to pull any more permits to move to get this property out of the condemnation portion. So that's why we're here, to see if we can have this property, which is a triplex, to be recognized as a triplex.
Yeah, I was going to add to that, if I may. There's no major construction going to be done to make it as a triplex. Everything is already there. There are 3 floors, 3 separate entrances. Everything is just going to be, we're just going to do some minor TLCs there. It's nothing to the actual structure of the property is going to change.
Mr. King, you have any information on the 2 or 3 unit?
I don't. I mean, I have to assume then that the previous owner probably only registered it with us as 2 units.
Did you have anything else to say? I'm sorry.
No, sir. Again, I know when we were looking at, what could be called out or what could be asked of what's going to change on the property for it to become a triplex rather than a duplex. A lot of the bigger things were if there were any walls that was going to be knocked down, anything that was going to disturb the neighborhoods or the residents that are there. However, that's not the case for this property. It's just the things that the city have called out through the NEIC inspection, minimum electrical work, replacing the furnace, and then from there it's going to realistically just be paint, flooring, kitchens, and making the home to where it's a nice home and not a condemned property that's just sitting there is all.
So Dan, I know we went through this last month with the, so there's 2 units there, he's looking for a 3rd unit. Are we still looking for the 3 parking spots?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So what's the plan for the parking, guys?
Yes, sir. So there's currently on the property, there's a single parking spot. However, we have had a contractor come out and look at it, and he said it's up to, before he would give us a quote, he said he needed to know, 1, if the city will allow it, but 2, how big the lot would need to be as far as cars. Would it just be required to be 3 spaces?
Correct.
So there is room in the back. It's not a small yard. It is a decent sized yard. On the back side, there's already 1 spot there. But when he pulls permits, what he would have to do is, what my understanding is, would have to get permission from the city to remove 2 sections of the curb to add in 2 additional parking spots.
How does that work with the curb, Mr. King?
We would review that as part of the building permit process. So I'm looking at there is a good amount of space back there, and it could easily fit in another two parking spots there. I don't see any issue with that.
Yeah, on the meter bases, the electrical meter base. There were 3 that were there before, and now a last one was added in November of '25, a 4th separate from the Weatherhead down. Can you explain anything about that? Let me know what's...
Yes, sir. So from my understanding, when they first started doing work, they added the 4th, so it's going to be for the common areas for downstairs. So that would be the meter for the owner. The other 3 go directly to the unit. And downstairs in the basement, it's large enough to where there is able to have access for on-site washer and dryers and utilities. So rather than trying to go and add this into the units, it's more cost-effective to actually utilize the space downstairs. So that's just a meter for the owner.
Obviously, they're here for a variance because 3 units are not allowed in an R10 zone. So that's why the variance request.
Is there anyone here that would like to give testimony on this case? There is not.
I make a motion.
Second.
Are you going to add the condition that
Yes,
3
I'm
parking
sorry.
spots?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
you're
gonna-
going to do that.
We'll make 3 parking spots off-street paved parking, please. Do we have to make another motion with that?
Please, with the condition.
Motion.
Make a motion with conditions.
Second.
Mr. Morris?
No.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes. 3 to 1, you've been approved. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And you, Mr. Walsh, will understand correctly, so this takes, it's up to 30 days for this to be approved, for him to be able to start pulling permits. Was that my correct understanding?
Yes.
You could ask for, you could sign a waiver for that 30 days, so any work you do during that 30 days would be at your own risk if someone appealed this, but you could do that.
Okay, perfect. And for that, we would just go back to code enforcement for everything?
For your permits, yep.
Yes, sir. Great, thank you all.
Thank you
Have a
so
great
much.
night.
Really appreciate it. Good evening.
Good luck. We call the next case, please?
Ms. Hernandez seeks a variance to place a prefabricated tiny house measuring 120 square feet, 10 feet wide, with 3 parking spaces in the front of the house inside the property for a skincare business at 725 Moltke Avenue, R8 zone.
Hey, come on. Can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes. Hello, my name is Marife Santiago Hernandez. I'm gonna try to do my best because English is not my first language. I live at 723 Moltke Avenue here in Scranton, and I have a piece of land next to my house, 725 Moltke Avenue in Scranton. I am a licensed esthetician, and I would like to have a small business next to my house. It's not going to be 120 by 10 because I think that is too big. I would like something smaller than that, like 20 by 20. If I can do that too next to my house.
So you're looking to have a separate structure from your house. You're saying 20 by 20, is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said.
And you want to run what kind of business out of it?
It's a skincare business. I already been selling my own organic skincare products for 1.5 years now, and I have the permission of Scranton to do that at home in 723 Moltke Avenue.
So where would these customers be parking for this business?
I'm planning to do 3 parking inside the property, in front of the business, inside at 725 Moltke Avenue.
You going to have running water and sewer in there, or what's your plan? You have a bathroom in there?
What I'm planning to do is buy a small, I don't know how to pronounce that, prefabricated house in Amazon, and it comes with everything set up, the water, bathroom, kitchen, and all the electric stuff inside the house. I just have to call PPL to have the electricity in the house, and then I have to find out how I will connect the water to the house to the tiny house.
You said you live at 723 Moltke,
Yeah,
and this property is next door?
Yeah, but it's belonged to me. I brought that property on 2020, September 2020. It's going to be like almost 6 years now.
Okay, and do you have a separate deed for the two?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Okay, so it's not two structures on one deed, it's a separate deed.
Yeah, there's already a garage structure in the back of this.
Excuse me?
Is there a garage, there's a garage in the back of 725?
Yeah, but it's far away. It's like all of the way down, like I can say more than 50 feet from there.
First, I have, the application is listed as a 10 by 20 building.
I was
You're talking 20
confused.
So we would have to amend that, correct? She's mentioning a 20 by 20 instead of 10 by 20. So that's just have to change.
Yeah, 20 by 20 is 400 square feet.
Yeah, the application said 120 square feet.
So yes, we're going
Yeah,
to allow her to amend.
Did you change the size of that you're talking? Did you say? Go
Yeah,
ahead. No, take your time.
I'm a bit confused about the size of the property. Right. I think from the street to the fence is like a 75 feet. Because I have like a wood fence over there. And in the front is like 35 feet, I think.
Okay, the property seems to be 40 feet wide by 150.
And-
So if you put a 20-foot building there, you have 10 feet on each side.
Yeah, it's better because I can have a space from my house to the tiny house, and the neighbor can have a space. I mean, it's going to be a space from the neighbor to the house.
Where exactly would the parking be?
The tree parking lot that I'm planning to do is going to be inside the property, inside 725 Moltke Avenue. It's not going to be on the street.
Okay, but inside, in the front or in the rear? Because it looks like you could come in the rear
In the front.
off Jones Court. It's not going to be off Jones Court, it's going to be off Moltke. In other words, you're going to pull in off Moltke, not coming in from the alley in the rear for the parking.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I don't understand what you say.
The parking will be in the front of the new building?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Mr. Chairman, if this is approved, this would be considered a new commercial building on a separate lot. It would have to be a land development approval through the Planning Commission also.
Is there anyone here in the audience that wants to give testimony on this case? Come on up. You could step aside if you don't mind. You raise your right hand, please.
Yes. It's Vanessa Mel, M-E-H-L.
Pull the mic closer to your mouth. if you
Oh,
want.
it's
Thank you.
Vanessa Mel, M-E-H-L,
Address, please.
1028 Moltke Avenue.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Well, I have a couple questions, like how are they intending to control the runoff with the water? Because it already comes down off that way. Will there be separate utilities? What would the hours of operation be of this business? Will there be deliveries? How many people will be there at one time? What if more people come and they have to use more parking? It's already tight enough. Will there inspections be needed? What would be the full list of services offered? The number of employees will she have? And the parking spots, will they be just for the family members, the people that are parking there, or what else is going to be happening with that? I didn't move to Moltke Avenue to live in a business district. I live up that way because it's residential. I feel like if I wanted to live in a business, I would go to Pittston Avenue. I don't think that there's enough room on Moltke Avenue in that little section. It's very tight the way it is. You can only park on one side of the street. It's just, I don't see how it could be feasible to have a business right there in the middle of where we live. Like, then you have to come back, and besides the fact, Moltke Avenue is a dead end. It's not even like, where would they go? They're gonna have to go past our streets to go back around. I just don't understand how a business could be that way. And if you ever saw, did you guys see a picture of the,
We've all been there.
yeah, so I'm not saying that nobody deserves the right to make a living, I just don't feel that that's the right place for it to be at. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Raise your right hand, please.
I do. Cheryl Johnson Petrosky. I live at 1139 Birch Street. It's the corner of Birch and Moltke. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Thank you.
I apologize. She's a very good neighbor. It's just, there's a lot of runoff. I just had a big drainage installed right in front of my home because I was getting a lot of runoff there. And I'm very worried about 3 parking spots. That is a very steep hill. And with the 3 spots, if they're uphill like that, there's going to be a ton of runoff on this left side of my property that I don't want to, have to deal with. Again, I'm just sorry, I'm upset. I don't want to make a bad neighbor. It's just I really don't want this business there.
Can I ask you, in relation to that property, 725, where are you located?
Right across the street. It's Moltke. I live on, well, my address is Birch, but the house is that old that it used to face Birch before 81 was put in.
So the one
So
that's set
the
down
address was
there.
never changed. I'm actually right across the street from 729 Moltke.
Right, you're actually there at that set down?
That's
level.
correct.
Okay.
And it's downhill. I've had a lot of property damage because of runoff. They fixed it on the right side. I'm just worried about the left.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry.
Anyone else? There is not. You raise your right hand, please.
I do. Just to reiterate what...
Your name first.
I'm sorry, Ronald Alongi, A-L-O-N-G-I, and 1205 Moltke Avenue. And just to reiterate what the first 2 speakers spoke about, that property is sloped. So whatever they change there is, it needs to be water mitigation, and I can't see how that part's going to be fixed. The other issue is the parking. If she's going to put in spots for 3 spots on the property, now you cannot park there and block that. So you're taking away 3 spots. And those people are not mandated to park in that parking lot, so they can also park in the street. When you come down Birch Street to make the right onto Moltke, there's no stop sign. So you have the one property at 729 that just sold at the beginning of the month. So we don't know how many cars are going to be there. To make that turn is hard enough as it is now. I just don't see how it's feasible to put a business in that area. That's all.
Thank you. Anyone else? Can you raise your right hand, please?
I do. My name is Melissa Fox. I live at 1209 Moltke Avenue. I'm here to speak about the proposed variance for 725 Moltke Avenue. I have lived on Moltke Avenue in the East Mountain section of Scranton my entire life. I grew up in the 600 block of Moltke Avenue, where my mother still resides, and I currently live in the 1200 block. I love East Mountain and our residential neighborhood. I do not wish to see standalone businesses on our street. I'm concerned about the additional traffic that businesses would bring to our street. I travel the 700 block of Moltke daily. It is very narrow, allowing only 1 vehicle to pass through at a time. Sorry. I'm also concerned about the additional traffic, potential clients, and deliveries being made to this business. This is a block where there are no sidewalks for many neighbors, including myself, who like to walk the street. In addition, the variance states that 3 parking spaces will be added. This will affect street parking for residents of that street without driveways, as well as tenants of the apartment building located on the corner of that block, which is located next to where the proposed structure and parking spaces will be added. While I support and patronize small businesses throughout the city of Scranton and beyond, I do not wish to see businesses being built in our residential neighborhood. I mean no disrespect, I do not know this woman, but again, I grew up here my whole life, and I would like to see it kept residential. I humbly ask that you do not grant this variance at 725 Moltke Avenue. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? You may go back to the microphone there. If you wanted to address any of those concerns before we vote.
If they don't want to, so I know it is another business located at Moltke Avenue, and that business been there for many years. So why they have the right to have a business there and I'm not?
We're not here for another business, unfortunately. We're only here to hear your case.
Okay.
Make a motion?
Second.
Mr. Morris?
No.
Mr. McDermott?
I'm voting no for the reasons that it's an R8 zone residential. There's no parking. And even looking at permitted uses for an R8 zone, there's nothing close to what you want to do. So that's why I'm voting no.
Mr. Welby?
No.
Mr. Walsh?
I'm also going to vote no. I just don't think it's the right area for that, unfortunately. So 4-0, you've been denied. Can we call the next case, please?
Case number 3, Hope Realty LLC seeks special exception to use single-family home as a small supervised supported living residence. The home will provide safe, structured, family-style housing for adults who benefit from guidance, stability, and life skills support at 335-337 South Main Avenue, End Zone.
You raise your right hand, please.
Yes. Kevin Remy, R-E-M-Y. Address is 335 South Main Avenue in Scranton. I'm here to
Before you start, Mr. Remy, it looks like this is 2 different things. One is an appeal from a notice of violation, and then he's seeking a special exception to use a single-family home as a small, supervised, supportive living residence in an end zone. I think he needs a variance rather than a special exception, unless Don has something else that I don't know about.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
So there's two different things. One is the notice of violation, which Mr. King will tell you why it was issued, when it was issued, and all. So let's start with that.
Yeah, in the fall, we had someone reach out to us and ask if we knew who this group was, that they had a website, and they had reached out to, I think, some of the social service agencies, letting them know that they were going to be having this residence at that location. So at that point, I issued a notice of violation that they didn't have any zoning approval for it. In the meantime, he did come in and file the zoning application. So the property never opened.
Okay, so the violation is moot at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah.
We just have to hear the variance request.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here, good afternoon. I'm here for a, grant a special exemption variance for a supportive housing program in which I help assist. Provides affordable housing. It's a basic non-medical supportive independent living program, which individuals live independently. Services are provided in terms of daily living support, transportation, as well as case management. A little bit about my background. I've worked in this particular field. I'm a registered nurse, so working in this type of demographic I'm familiar with. So I'm asking for to grant permission to grant this variance because of this, because of the housing program in which I'm helping to assist. It's not a boarding home. It's not a group home. The individuals that we do, the number of individuals is about 3. The max is 3, and I'll be overseeing the home in terms of the daily living, daily occupations of the home. The home is supervised outside the home, as well as a sober-free home as well. No drugs, no alcohol in the home as well, in which that we do not allow in the program. The home is that does tend to wants to be occupied as a single-family home, but in a shared living model. So pretty much everyone has their private room. The only spaces that is shared is the kitchen, bathroom, and common areas. And again, we help with any type of case managements that these individuals may need, coming from the situation that they may be coming from. Maybe it could be from the local missionaries, St. Francis, things of that nature. We also work with a couple of food pantries as well for individuals, individuals that are seeking meals as well. That's one of our primary components in the program. So this is a long-term housing program that we intend to have in the area, so it won't be a revolving door of residents coming in and out. So these are people that are going to be consistent in being in the program with us. All residents are pre-screened with an intake form, drug tests as well. So it's a structured living supporting program in which we are asking for to have for the community.
So you're saying there'd be a maximum of 3 people in the house at one time?
Yes.
How many bedrooms are in that?
So let me correct. It's 335 and 337. It's a 2-family home. What I was confused about, since it's a 2-family home, would I be applying for both sides? Because I'm currently a tenant in the home, and that is the particular side that we want to have the home to have 3 residents. So
I didn't understand. Did you say you live in one side? Is that what you said?
we live. Yeah, that's how I'll be doing the daily operations in terms of being on one side. You know,
Which side do you live in?
35.
335.
335. Okay.
So you'll only be operating this on one side of the house?
One side of the house right now, but eventually we're asking if we could do it as well on the other side as well, because that side has 3 rooms as well. And when I asked an individual here about the variance, is that if it's not more than 4 to 5 people, it's not considered a commercial home. So since it's a 2-family home, it's considered separate because it has 2 separate addresses.
Mr. King, is that a 2-family home there?
Yeah, it is. I believe it's always been a 2-family home. It has 2 addresses.
I think one of the biggest problems that we saw when we went out there is where does everybody park?
Well, that's one thing that in our program, we will be following the regulations with the parking. Individuals aren't supposed to have a car at all, but as of right now, we're not taking any individuals in terms of having vehicles as of right now. But If anything was to change, we will follow in compliance with the city, with the township.
Yeah, but you have no place to park any cars to foul.
The residents that live there, no, it's street parking. It's street parking.
I'm just a little bit confused. The applicant is Hope Realty LLC,
Yeah.
but in the paperwork, the property owner shall not be held liable or responsible for any fines, penalties, costs, legal consequences, permit application. It seems like Hope Realty LLC is not going to run it, but they're the applicant for some
Yeah.
reason.
Hope Realty is the owner of the property.
Property.
Mr. Remy is the applicant. So that letter is Hope Realty giving him permission to make application.
Okay, so
That's him.
What is-
You're
what is-
Unity
Unity
Haven
Haven,
House?
yes, it's Unity Haven Homes. That's the
Unity
name of
Haven
the
Homes.
housing program. And yes, we're under Hope Realty gave us permission to use their property for the
to
program.
use their property, but they're not running any programs. Hope
They're-
Realty.
No, it's us, no, they're not
Oh,
running
yeah,
the
they're
program.
strictly the property
Property
owner.
company.
Okay.
You say the home is going to be supervised?
Yes.
Explain a little bit more to the
Supervised,
board.
so,
How many, how many hours, how many supervisors? You tell the board.
well, it's 24 hours, it's 12-hour shifts. It will be myself as well as another employee of ours. In terms of 24 hours, I also mean that the house is 24 hours surveillance outside the home, as well as only in the common areas for individual safety. Nothing in the private areas, bathroom, obviously not in bedrooms, but only in the common areas.
Tell us, who do you think your typical client would be?
So we primarily, we've been looking at veterans. I've been talking to the Wilkes-Barre Veteran VA Hospital. I spoke to the homeless counselor of, I believe it was Mary Margaret. So I've been working hands on hands with her in terms of veterans, in terms of that population that we've been looking into.
Do you have any age restrictions or?
Age is 18 and up right now. We are not dealing with any adolescents, younger children at the time or right now, but it's young adults and older.
And how long do each individual usually stay at your facility?
Okay, so the housing program is long-term. We tend for individuals to be there long-term, not a short-term program, because we don't want a revolving door of individuals coming in and out. Our primary focus of the program is to provide stability. And if it's, for example, I mentioned veterans, a lot of veterans, especially in the VA hospital, they would like to have a place to call home. So that's primarily our focus, is to have individuals there long-term.
By long-term, what are you talking about?
I would say 12, like more than a couple years.
More than a year?
More than a year,
More than-
absolutely. Not
More than 5 years?
5 years. Well, if it takes 5 years, absolutely. Because what our program is a supportive housing program. So we're not just housing individuals. We're giving them case management, providing them food programs, as well as transportation as well. So it's a stable program in which that we're trying to provide for individuals. So although we're giving them a roof over their head that they can call a place their home, we're also giving them, some type of independency of showing them that, a good standard of living as well.
Is this the only facility you have right now?
Yes, yes. That's right.
Are you permitted by the state or certified, or are you acquiring certification?
I'm not permitted by the state. In terms of anything I have is just I'm a registered nurse. That's my certification, my experience as well. I've worked in supportive housing for about 10 years. I worked with mental health individuals in psychiatric hospitals. So as of any type of certification for this, no. This is the first step that I've applied for.
Obviously, we need these type of places for residents, and it's parking. We deal with parking every month. It's everywhere. It's huge. It's a hard case, in my eyes.
We can split this into just the 337 side with 3 residents. And if he wants to expand to the 335 side, he would have to come back to us. Right now, he's living at 335. So I would split this into just the 337 side rather than 6 people. But it's up to you guys.
Well, that would be 3 people, right?
3 people, yeah.
Right.
Are the people, like you mentioned, veterans, Wilkes-Barre VA, but are some referred to you or self-admitted to your program?
Yes, absolutely. I've been working with countless services like the Scranton Counseling Center, Guy Sanger Behavioral Health Center, United Neighborhoods as well. And so yes, these individuals are being referred. Even though they are being referred, they still go through the intake and pre-screen process. So yes, they are being referred to me.
I mean, he said he wasn't, I mean, would he need some kind of license for something like this? I mean,
I don't know the answer to that.
I think if it's below 4 people, I mean, I think the application said 6 to 8, but I think below, our definition of family is up to 4 unrelated persons living together. I think what initially, the information they had on the website initially said, you could come in and rent a space and you'll share the kitchen and you'll share the bathroom. To me, that sounded like a rooming house. It wasn't, but that was before we had all this information. If they're living together and operating as a family, below 4 unrelated persons can live together in a house.
And it's a shared kitchen, you said?
Shared kitchen, shared bathroom, fully furnished. So the individuals basically, they don't have to come with anything, so, yes.
And part of the application, you'd be more familiar with this statement. We are in the process of obtaining appropriate licensing and permits through local and state programs, including dom care and waiver-funded supporting housing.
Yes.
I think with dom care, do you have to be certified by the Area Agency on Aging
Yes,
in Lackawanna County?
Yes, I spoke to the Department of Aging. I spoke to Keisha. She's one of the counselors there. And that licensing we inquired wasn't for that particular home, this particular address. It was for the business as a whole. Because I know with the dom care, you do need to have the fire and dom care come and inspect the home as well. So yes, we have applied for that as well.
You've been in touch, or you're in the process?
No, we've sent the application since October.
Okay.
So we're in the process. It's just pretty much we're waiting. And the next step was for the fire department to come in. That was the next step.
is there anyone in the audience that wants to give testimony on this? There is not. You said you live in 335, is that correct?
Yes.
335, all right. So I think before we would vote on this, we do what Dan said. We're only going to vote on one side tonight. If you decided to expand in the future, you would have to come back in front of us. And we're going to go with his testimony of max 3 people in that house, because that's what he testified to. So we're looking at 337 only with a max of 3 people.
Is that okay with you?
Yes, thank you.
Make a motion?
I'll second it.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes, 4-0, you've been approved.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good day.
Can we call the next case, please?
Case number 4, Pete Bonacue seeks variance from the required setbacks to permit the construction of a new residential addition, a single home, on property with an existing garage at 220 Oak Street, R10 zone.
I will. I'm Attorney Rinaldi for Peter Bonacue.
Is he going to be testifying too?
I'm sorry?
Is he going to testify too?
Yes, go ahead.
You want to raise your right hand, please?
I do. Richard Rinaldi. And I have a...
Can we get his name and address, please?
315 Jabez Place, Scranton, PA, 18508. And I have an exhibit, a site plan for you guys to refer to, and if I may bring it up.
Sure.
Why I think that's important is if you look at the may I? Yeah. Okay. If you look at the setbacks, the yellow portion is if you do the setbacks the way they're supposed to be, you can't. It's textbook. You can't fit a structure on there. Now I'll tell you a little bit about the property before. It was grown in with trees. You couldn't walk on Oak Street without going into Oak Street. That's how far they came out into the road. There was no sidewalk. My client got all the permits, put a sidewalk in, cleared all it was like a forest coming over, trees were coming over that garage structure. He cleaned it up. There was a home there where he wants to put it. I don't know if it fell down or was burned down. Right now, and I would refer to council and the zoning officer. I believe it's right now a non-conforming use. Looking at that garage, where it is, it's already existing into the setback. And if you look at my yellow highlight, that's the only place, if you go with the setbacks, you could build anything. And so the hardship was there, wasn't caused by my client. He does this, takes a property that is run down, filled with trees. There was a fence falling down. He cleans them up and makes them nice. And I think...
So what exactly is he building?
He's going to put a home there and rent it out, or maybe even sell the property. But
So he's looking for a single-family home,
single family, yeah, 2-story.
detached from the other house.
No, he's going to build it. He's going to attach it to that.
That's the garage.
Yes.
It's a garage. There's no home there right now.
There is no home there now.
Okay.
The only variance that he needs, he has the front setback, he has the side setback. The only variance he needs is the rear setback, which is 25 feet, which if the garage is already in that 25 feet.
Yeah, that was.
So he's just adding to the garage. It's actually less intrusive on the setback than the garage is.
And he's chosen to go with the least, he's asking for the least variance possible to put the house. You can see it's a small footprint. It will be 2 stories, but he will, he's not asking to go way into the setback. It's minimal.
And the plans are 1 bedroom?
Yeah, it's going to be 20 feet by 20 feet, 2 stories, so, you could fit 2 bedrooms in there.
2 bedrooms on it.
Whatever you can fit.
You know,
Those are up to size, okay.
Whatever the architect can squeeze in there, you know, whatever is.
So what do we look
Yeah, I was looking at the plan, that's what just shows one bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay, one bedroom.
Yeah, one bedroom.
Is it one bedroom on each floor? Is that what it is?
That's up to you.
I think it's with the
Yeah,
application.
I'm looking at the first floor, it looks like a family room, kitchen.
It is just one
entryway.
bedroom. It is just one bedroom.
Oh, it's one, okay. I didn't see that. I didn't even see that as first.
One?
I can only think of these.
The architect,
Yeah,
Yeah, first floor has kitchen, family room, an entrance room, and a bathroom. Second floor has the one bedroom.
Okay, it's on a pad, it's on a, no basement, it's gonna be on a concrete pad, a frost-free concrete pad, and that's what a plumbing will be. And then,
if you think about the property the way it is now, it's a tiny little garage just sitting there. I mean, I would say that doesn't really conform to the nature of the neighborhood, you know, it's
needs a house.
obviously a tough property to
yeah,
do anything with at this point,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so we get set
But,
for a while
yeah.
on the tax list for
Understood,
a long time,
sure.
so I will pay for it. You know?
He's
Go
asking
by
in the
the
back
mic.
for you to speak into the microphone.
When you're gonna talk, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It sat on the tax list for a long time. I waited too long because I overpaid for it. I was, you know, I was sick of I almost hit a guy. I live right up the road. And people got to walk out, they had to walk out in the street to walk up the sidewalk because there was no sidewalk. It was all growing in with trees and they were out in the road. And it's like, what the heck's going on here? I own a property right down around the corner and I live right up a block away. And it was an eyesore. So I checked it out and I figured I'd buy it and clean it up because that's what I've been doing forever.
Is there anyone else here to give testimony on this case? Come on up. You raise your right hand, please.
I do. My name is Maria Maletta Hastie, Maletta Hastie. I live in the property 222 Oak Street. Grew up in that area. Lived on Church Avenue since I was born, 1962. I traveled up to 222 Oak Street when Dr. Walnista lived and practiced in that property. So I remember the garage and the house that was on the property that Mr. Bonacuse has purchased since. Mrs. McCavage actually lived in that home. I remember her sitting on the porch. When I moved into the home at 222, in the year 2000, the home still existed with the garage detached. And there was a lot of trees and overgrown brush next to the home. Mrs. McCavage passed away. Her sons in the estate left it to decay, if you will, and it tore down. So the property has been vacant 4 years, at least since 2002, as I recall. I tried my best, along with my children, to clean up the property as best as possible. It did not belong to me. Tried to keep the brush away from the street. Peter's right, Mr. Bonacuse is correct. The sidewalk was there, but it was overgrown. The fence was broke down. So he did do a tremendous amount of work in that property. My only concern being here is that he doesn't build too close to my property line, because there is a stone wall, stacked stone wall that extends from Oak Street all the way back to the city property and where the park is, and then subsequently the fire station. So I understand, I saw the plans, and it will only beautify the area. Again, and Mr. Bonacuse and I spoke about it, I don't want it to be a B&B, I don't want turnover in tenants. I want this is a residential area, there's a church across the street, there's other residents in that area, and just want it to be a nice residential area. I welcome neighbors. Thank you for your time.
Can I ask, again, in relation to that property, you're up above?
I'm up above.
You're one way
Yeah,
above?
yes,
Okay.
exactly. So
Okay.
the property is 220, then there's 222, which would be me, and then 224. Yeah, and then
Yeah, I
across the
understand
street.
You don't want that more erosion to come off of that hill.
It's already slope. I mean, Mr. Bonix did a tremendous job in leveling the land, took a lot of trees down, but there is still a little bit of brush, but that's, that's natural. But like I said, it's a stacked stone wall, and any more excavation, I'm just afraid that it will just wash down and wash out. But I understand he's not going to dig anymore. He's going to put a pad and build the house on top of the pad, so that should be okay.
Thank you.
Again, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
Sir, is that your plan, is to have a long-term tenant in there?
We have planned that nowadays.
But you're not trying to do like an Airbnb, like she said, or anything like? No.
I could tell you, if you look at the 40-foot side, that's where that neighbor lives, on the 40-foot side of the plans. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, and I would just for the record state that if this variance is approved, it would be approved for the site plan that you have right there and nothing else. Yeah, nothing else. Yeah. Yeah, he's as far away from you as he could be if he's going to exist there, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion?
Second.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mr. Welby?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes, 4-0, you've been approved. Good luck.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.